Welcome to Tea Time with Liz. Come on in. It is going to be an amazing tea time tonight. I am super excited because we are bringing some awareness this month with breast cancer awareness. And we have such an amazing guest here tonight that we are going to sip on some great tea, get to the bottom of, the trials, the tribulations, but the uplifting through breast cancer journeys. So I am super excited to have our special guest, Miss Monica, with us. And so we will get to her here soon. But before we do, we got some tea time announcements. First and foremost, I want to just say thank you all first and for just supporting Tea Time as always, sharing Tea Time, always encouraging me throughout the years. We are in our fourth season this year, talking about telling our stories, and it has been a mind blowing year. So I am truly grateful and thankful for all of you. If you did not hear, your girl has been nominated by some of the peers out here in our city for the Black Business Ball. I was nominated for Tea Time with Liz, and truly honored to be nominated amongst so many other entrepreneurs. And so you probably have seen a couple posts talking about voting and so forth. So I also want to say thank you if you took the time to vote for your girl for Tea Time, that we may win the award. That event is this Saturday or this Sunday, excuse me. This Sunday is our ball. So if you are in the Twin Cities, definitely come and hang out with us. Tickets are still available to be purchased. You can go to the blackbusinessball.com to purchase those tickets, and you can enjoy the award ceremony in a night full of fun. So I will keep you updated on how that goes this weekend. But like I said, nevertheless, I wanted to say thank you to you all. If you have not yet purchased your Pew Babies book, we had a special guest, Miss Tina Turner, who came on to share the briefing about this book. Now you can finally purchase it on Amazon or your Kindles. So go out and support, get into this juicy novel. It is life changing. You definitely want to make sure you get your copy sooner than later. I finally got mine in the mail today. And I know on our last tea time, I was supposed to do a giveaway. Please do not judge me and crucify me, but we will definitely do that here this week. So stay tuned for the post so that you can get or win your free copy of Pew Babies as well. All right. That is all the announcements I have. We also will have an amazing guest later this month, Miss Gina Foster, who also is going to be sharing about her new book, which is actually a devotional. So that is going to be another amazing tea time as well. So just stay tuned this month. We are going to have some great tea. All right. That is all I got tonight. So let's get into this tea. Go ahead, tag a friend, share this broadcast with someone. Make sure you also know that you can listen to the podcast on all of our social media platforms, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, all of those. You can definitely hit up Tea Time with Liz and catch up on all your tea. Otherwise, you can also watch on our YouTube page, which is Tea Time with Liz Clark. If you are looking for us, and definitely make sure that you are following us and liking us on all of our social media platforms as well. We want those subscribers to go up on our YouTube channel, so definitely make sure you subscribe. You hit that subscribe button. But once again, catch up on all the tea for the last 4 years. All right. All right. Here we go. Let's get into it. Let's bring our guest. She is such a sweet, amazing woman. She definitely has a strong passion to be an inspiration to so many. And I was so blessed to actually meet her this summer at our church convention, and just really connected. She was great supporter to Lizzie's cookie jar as well, and, and definitely enjoyed those. But I am super excited to have this amazing guest, Miss Monica. How are you tonight?
Hi, I am well. How about
Good. We
yourself?
are so glad to have you here on Tea Time with Liz. So, for those viewers, obviously, that do not know too much about you, share with us a little bit.
Oh, I'm really not that interesting, as
Oh,
I
you
know.
are.
But I am Monica, right? Some people go by Claybrook, for me. Since if you know me, it's okay. I go by either one. But have 5 children, 3 grandchildren, and a 10-year breast cancer survivor. That's who I am. And my organization started 24 years ago, actually,
Awesome.
but I did not start the whole ordeal. The concept came 24 years ago. The platform started 10 years ago.
Okay.
I fought it. I fought it for a good 3 years, but God was like, now. And I'm like, oh, really? You know, and it came 24 years ago as Dawn of a New Day in reference to my mother who had cancer.
Mm.
She passed away. I didn't know how to deal with her passing away. And I said, what more can I do?
Yeah.
And God was like, He said, go ahead and talk to people. I'm like, I don't want to talk to people.
Right, right. And
What?
isn't it so amazing how God will challenge you in the very thing that you don't want to do, right?
Exactly. And I did not want to do it. And I fought it and I fought it for many years. And I said, I don't want to talk to people.
Yeah.
And so I internalized all of what I was going through with my mom. Losing my mom was not an easy ordeal.
Hmm.
24 years ago, it's still not easy,
Yeah.
but it's doable now. Not knowing that 10 years ago, so 20 years later, I was to go down that same road of dealing with cancer myself.
Wow.
And I was like, whoa, what am I going to do? I need my mother. I don't have my mother to talk to. What do I do? And I had 5 children that I needed to get out of high school and middle school.
Wow.
And all I heard was the words that you're going to die.
Mhm.
And I said, no, I'm not.
Wow.
The Before I knew I had cancer, the anesthesiologist, when I did my biopsy, he said, I can't tell you if you have cancer or not. I said, I already know I do. He said, well, since you know that you do, he said, let's get you to get treatment and all the 9 yards. He said, but how do you know? And I
Wow.
said, it's a feeling that I already knew that I had. And
Wow.
he said, okay. He said, well, I'm not supposed to tell you. He said, but I didn't tell you. You told me. And he said, but you seem like a really sweet person. He said, I think you're going to be okay. I said, I trust God. So while I was getting dressed in the room, the recovery or the waiting room, getting dressed, I fell to against the wall and just crying, so silently crying, because you don't want to start crying
Right.
out.
Right.
Come and say, "Are you okay?"
Right.
And I was crying so hard, and I said, "God, I cannot die."
Mm.
I said, "I will not die.
Yeah.
I have 5 children that needs my help." I said, "They don't have anybody else.
Wow.
I am not going to die."
Wow.
Not knowing, the journey was going to take me to so many different places.
Yeah.
But I did.
Okay, let me ask you because you're spilling so much good tea right now, and there's so many questions here. And this gives a testament to the strong woman that you are. Just to see that, first of all, you had to deal with your own mother passing from such a disease. Did you at that time ever think that you would be, a person that would have to deal with it?
No.
Yeah.
And I never thought that we we're going to deal with, because my mom had colon cancer.
Okay, she had a
My
different.
mom didn't have breast cancer, and breast cancer don't run in our family
Gotcha.
anywhere in our family. So
Okay,
everyone, we have cancer floating in our family from ovarian to pancreatic, but we never had breast cancer.
gotcha.
I didn't know actually that it was breast cancer, but I had an internal feeling that it was breast cancer. I had just came from a nice trip in Hawaii.
Oh,
Just turning 44 at that time,
yeah.
and I was changing my exercise routine. I thought, oh, it's just a knot. It'll go away. Maybe I lifted weights too much. It'll go away. And it never went away. It didn't get any bigger and it didn't hurt. It just never went away. And I said, oh, I said, yeah, it's not a nodule. There's a different feeling from a nodule than for me. And I'm not going to, try to diagnose anyone else, but there was a different feeling as a nodule that I was feeling
Mhm.
than a nodule that I had felt before.
Mm.
And I said, okay. So that led me to go ahead and get tested for, my ultrasound for the now I had already went previously, probably 2 months prior to that, to get an ultrasound
Yeah.
or a mammogram, and they never saw anything.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah. So that's why I said to myself, yeah, it's cancer. I know it is. Because if they didn't see anything before, on the screenings, there was no classifications, no whiteout, in the breast, no density, anything to that nature. But sometimes you have that gut feeling, and I had that gut feeling that something's not right.
Something's not right. Exactly. And sometimes health systems, they're not always the easiest thing to trust, right? but but
No.
your gut, right? Um,
Yes.
and so there was one thing also too, as you were sharing your story, and I'll let you get back into it. But I wanted to ask, um, you said you were in the waiting room and you just began to cry out to God.
Hmm.
Um, did you ever get mad in that cry to God? Did you were you frustrated, or was it more of a sorrowful? Kind of share what feelings you were going through at that moment.
No, I was angry.
Mm,
I was very angry. I was angry at God. I was angry at myself. I was
mm,
angry at my ex-husband who had just left me at that moment of finding out, of 20 years.
wow.
I was angry at friends that had no idea I was angry at them. I was just angry at everyone because I said, how? How do I have cancer when I've helped everybody?
Yeah, yeah,
Here I am looking at my works, but we know that's not what happened. That's not what God looks at. So
yeah.
I was saying, how? What?
How
I've
did
given
I
out
get chosen? Yeah, for this. Yeah.
everybody. I've given out to everyone. I've done everything that I need to, that I thought was great. I've been there for everyone.
Hmm.
Why? I have small children that needs to get out of school into middle school that was in grade school. I needed kids to get out of middle school to high school. I needed them to get out of high school. So I have 5 kids. So I was like, I'm not going to be around to see my kids get married. I'm not going to be around to see my kids have children.
Yeah,
I'm not going to see my kids graduate from high school. I'm like, that's not fair.
yeah.
That's not fair to me because what? And this is how I was talking. I said, but I am not going to die, and
Right, right, right.
I said, do you hear me? I am not going to die. I
Yeah.
said, I am not. And I really was just pointing my finger and I'm like, I'm not going to die. And I just walked out of the oncologist department and everyone was like, oh, bye, have a nice day. And I'm thinking, I don't want to hear anyone say, have a nice day. Because what if tomorrow's my last day?
Wow.
And
Wow.
then what have I done? What have I done to impact anyone? What have I done to help my children? Who's going to raise my children? And that's what I told God. No one else is going to raise my kids but me.
Yeah.
No one. I said, I am not going to die. Now, it didn't get easy as the journey went on. I went through 6 months of no, I'm sorry, 6 months of chemo treatments. And I did not want to hear the people in the treatment room, so I will put my headphones on and turn my music up so loud to where all I heard was just the music. I didn't want to conversate with anyone. I don't want to hear your problem. I don't want to see you being sick. I don't want to see you throwing up or so weak you can't even make it. Because there's people in the treatment room that as soon as they got treatment, they would just throw up. They couldn't stand the treatments.
Jesus.
So I said, I don't want to see that. I'm like, I don't want to hear that. And it took me at least 4 months to want to be there because I was still angry. It took me 4 months to not be angry.
Um,
So
okay, so going back before you started treatment, did the doctors confirm, or you just went with your feeling?
no, they confirmed July 23rd, which was actually um, my ex-husband's birthday.
Oh wow.
And they confirmed, July 22nd, they confirmed. And the doctor said, he said, you have cancer. He said, but let's get you to treatment because we don't want you to die. Now, this is my general practitioner, not the oncology department. He said,
Okay.
let's get you to treatment because we don't want you to die. And I said to him, I'm not going to die.
Yeah. Yeah.
I said, go ahead and set up the appointment. I said, but I am not going to die.
Yeah.
So they set me up to my oncologist, set me up for treatment, set me up for surgeries. All the doctors are in the same department, and they came in with the plan. They told me what the plan was going to be, and because I was still fearful and angry and I didn't hear anything that they said. The only thing I heard her say, and I wanted to hear, you have cancer, yes, but it's not terminal.
Wow.
So we have a plan for you. And I said, okay. I said, that's all I want to know. Do you have a plan for me?
Right.
And she said, yes, we have a plan. I said, that's all I want to know. She said, well, you may have to do this. And you lose your hair and your fingernails. I mean, I had to wear boots for 2 years because my toenails will pop off.
Wow.
So I couldn't wear dress shoes, high heel shoes, because if I put too much pressure on my toenails will pop off.
So this journey, this process, not only did you have to go into rooms where you're seeing other sick people dealing with same problems, but you're trying to mentally keep it together, stay positive.
Yep.
um, and then on the outside you're falling apart. Certain things, things, little things that we take for granted, like toenails, are falling off. um, it really reminds me of like a Job situation, right?
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
so how did the people around you, though, your family, your friends, how were any of them supportive, or did you have to kind of keep the faith for yourself?
In the beginning, and let me go back. You said it exactly how it was. On the outside, I'll reverse it. On the outside, I looked as if everything was perfect on the outside.
Yeah.
But on the inside, I was being held together by duct tape and staples, as
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
literally, if the duct tape was even holding, I was just
Right.
holding on. But
Right.
trusting God, but still
Yeah.
holding on, but not sure of the uncertainties.
Right.
So my family, they were really supportive. My daughter, I have one daughter and I have four boys. So my daughter, she was now trying to take the role as mother and making sure that I took my medicine, making sure that I wasn't sick. So she's kind of stopped her life a little bit, and she was 12. And I told her, no, 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 no. You will continue your life. You will continue on doing what you need to do, and I'm okay. So at that point in time, I stopped projecting negative,
Mhm.
and I had to realize there's somebody watching me,
Mm.
and that was my children.
Yeah. Yeah.
So because my children were watching me, I had to show them the truth. I'm afraid. I don't know what's going to happen, but because of this, let me prepare you for life ahead.
Okay.
And that's what we did. We started, preparing for, we were going to wait, for driver's license, but hey, let's go ahead and get driver's license now. We have two kids that's driving. Let's get both of you, driver's license at the same time. Hey, showing my older ones, this is how you do life insurance. This is how you budget life, and I was showing them before, but it
Right.
wasn't a precedent to, on an emergency. It was just like, hey, it's there, but now this is an emergency. Let me show you every platform that I need you to see to grow as an adult.
Right.
Because before, you wait, oh, you have time. We think we have time, but we really don't have time.
I don't. I don't.
But I thought, oh, we have time. We have time. We have time. And if I knew today that I had 10 years already, I was like, okay, I would have taken that time a little slower. But no, maybe not.
Yeah.
But so I started showing them different things on, budgeting, money here, putting money here, knowing how to maneuver life. And it all worked out. It worked out for, thank God, and all glory belongs to God. It took time for me to accept the fact that I did have cancer. When I first found out that I had cancer, I didn't sleep for the first week. I was afraid that if I went to sleep, I was going to die because at 3 o'clock in the morning or 4 o'clock in the morning, it gets so quiet. And that's when the enemy comes to say, you're going to die. And he will come every day
Yeah.
and say, you're going to die. You're not going to make it out of this. You're going to die. Your mom died from this. Other people died. And all of these, And one particular morning, when God allowed me to wake up, and I woke up, and I remember this day so clear, and it was sunny outside. And my daughter said, what do you want to do today? And I said, oh, I just want to go for a ride in the country and just feel the sun on my face. Just feel the wind on my hands. I said, that's all I want to do. And she said, that's all. So we have a country road, and it's miles and miles and miles away. And she drove, and I just lay back and let the sun hit my face. And I put my hand out and felt the wind, and I could smell the air and the countryside. And I said, Lord, thank you for today. So that next day, that night, I went home and I went to sleep. And I slept all day. And I woke up, and again, here's the enemy coming to me saying, that you're going to die. And I said, no, devil. I said, hold up. I said, Satan, if you didn't have a chance today or yesterday to kill me,
Come
you
on. Come
missed
on, man.
your chance.
You missed it.
You no longer have a chance.
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 I said, not today. Not today.
Not today.
And that has kept me up until today. I began to get stronger.
Yeah.
I then started, when people would come and see me, or I would meet people in the grocery store they tell me they have cancer, and now I can hear their story. And I can encourage them, you're going to be okay. It's okay. I understand how you feel. And I will always tell people, I understand how you feel because I've been there.
Yeah.
And when you tell them that, they're like, oh, Okay.
It,
Not
it's
I
over,
not
yeah.
I know how you feel and never been there.
Right.
I know how you feel. There was times I was in the grocery store and a woman had cancer and she was penny pinching her grocery, with her daughter. I could hear in the back. Me and my daughter was standing in line, and she would just, honey, we don't have enough for this. We have to put something back. We don't have enough. I have to pay for my medicine. And I could hear her. I could hear her. And I went in my purse and I took every money that I have, and I said, ma'am, I don't know if this will help you or not. I said, but here's money to pay for your groceries. And she said, I can't take that. I said, yes, you can. She said, no. I said, yes, ma'am, you can take it. I said, please take it. I said, please take it. And she said, well, thank you. I said, because I've been where you were. I've been where you were. I said, this is the time when I begin to start exploring or telling people my story. And I was like, wow, okay. And the more I start to tell people my story and the more I start to hear people, I became stronger and stronger, and my passion for the people became stronger, and it became strong. And that's when I said, okay, God, I'm ready for the platform.
Okay,
Because
so okay, before we get to how there's a platform established,
yes.
and this story is so inspiring. I'm trying to hold back tears. I'm dead serious. Like, this
No, no,
is just it is so moving. Um and to see the reward of how God has kept you in this life, to be able to be a witness to those who are still fighting for their life, right?
hmm
um how were your dark days? How did you survive? I mean, there had to been some days where you thought, okay, this is literally probably it. How did you deal with those and coming out?
my dark days. Uh, Now I would say that my dark days were when I first was diagnosed.
Okay.
Um, and again, my husband of 25 years had left, just left.
Wow. Wow. So you felt like your whole world was crashing.
Well, I didn't know he was leaving.
Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Wow.
I didn't know he was leaving. I was like, what? You leaving? Where did he go? My kids came home from school and they said, Dad said he's leaving. Where's Dad going? It's like, okay. So then my house caught on fire.
My God. Okay.
Uh, my first grandchild passed away. My brother committed suicide.
My God. You really did go through Job
And
situation.
yeah,
My
and,
God.
and I tell people I didn't have any pain when the cancer. I didn't have any pain for the cancer. Didn't cause any pain. I didn't take all the narcotics and medication that they gave you. I poured them all in the in the toilet. I was like, I'm not taking that. They were like, you have to take. You're going to have pain. No, I'm not. I had no pain.
Wow.
The treatment caused no pain. The surgery caused no pain. The radiation caused. I didn't have any pain. The pain was in the the normal part,
Yeah.
not
Yeah.
the treatment part. And I can laugh about it today
No,
because
no, that's good. Yeah.
and honestly, I can laugh about it because I know that everything had to happen for a reason to get me where I am today.
Yeah.
Because if it didn't happen for me or to me, and they say if God's not going to bring you to it, if He's not going to bring you through it, it's like okay. But I always tell my children, all of this is for God's glory.
Yes, it is.
It's not for me.
Yes, it is.
And I had to step back out of me
Mhm.
to say, it's not for you.
It's not for you.
It's for God to get the glory. And whoever I need to encounter is for God to get the glory. And that's my mission. That's my focus. That's my whole drive today is for God to get the glory. But my dark days, sure, there was one time when the enemy said, you're going to die. And I'm like, not today. The second thing is, when I started treatment for 6 straight months, the cancer shrunk, but then it grew three sizes, too big.
Wow.
And when I say 3 sizes, it was 3 sizes. It was the size of a grapefruit. Mm-hmm. I had triple negative stage 3 cancer, which I can do any estrogen shots or anything because it's triple negative. Um, the downfall is looking at myself, eternalizing myself on the outside, saying, "Oh, now you look like a monster." That's the mental mindset that the enemy would come to you.
Yeah.
He didn't come to me in pain, but he came to me in the mind. He worked on my mind.
Yeah.
You're going to die. Your children are going to have a mother. No, I'm not. And this is how I was. I'm like, no, I'm not. Mentally, look at you now. Now you're all alone. Now you had to downsize because your house burned.
Yeah.
Now your husband left. What are you going to do? Who are you? Who are you? Who are you? Who are you? And these are the words that he would, who are you? And after I had surgery, I stood in the mirror and asked myself the same question. I said, who am I? I don't like the way I look. I don't like this. And I said, God, here we go again. You did it. You will fix it. My favorite scripture is looking to the hills from which cometh my help. All of my help come from you. Who made heaven and I tell them, I said, God, you made heaven and earth. I'm looking to the hills from which cometh my help. And I promise you, the day I said this, when I was at that weakest moment leaving chemo, I said, God, I'm looking to the hills. And I'm screaming in my car, from which cometh my help? All my help. And I'm just literally screaming. I'm like, what am I going to do?
Wow.
And I was looking for a different place because the house had burned. So I was looking for a different place. And I was staying in a hotel for 2 days. And I was like, I can't do this. I can't stay in a hotel. What are we doing? And someone called me on my phone. The same house I was looking at. They called me just as soon as I said, God, what are you going to do? I said, all my help comes from you, God. I am trusting and I am leaning on you and I believe you. I said, God, I know you to be a way maker. I said, God, I know you to be a healer.
Yes.
I said, God, I know you didn't bring me this far.
To give up. Yes.
To leave me.
Yeah.
And they called. It was like, we just finalized. If you still want the house, it's yours.
Wow. Wow.
I called my kids from school. I said, oh, I'll pick you up. They said, where? And we kept driving. And I said, Mom, where are we going? And when I opened the garage, they were like, what?
Wow.
So God is just good.
He's amazing. He's amazing. Ma'am.
He's an amazing God. He's an amazing God. I'll go even back further to the beginning of my time of being born. I was born premature. I weighed 2 pounds. I lost a pound. I was not in my mother's water bag. My mother did not know that she was pregnant with me until she gave birth to me. So I tell people all the time, I am just whatever God wants me to be. That's what I am.
Amen.
Because my life has always been God's from the beginning of time. And they say in your mother's womb, absolutely. Even not even in the inside of the water bag, even not knowing, but God. But God. My mother said the doctor told her, she's not going to live, and I'm going on vacation, and when I get back, I will help you with burial, And back then in the 60s in Tennessee, yeah. So when the doctor got back, my mom said I was like 10 pounds. And the doctor was like, that's impossible. How did she survive?
Wow.
And my mom said, God.
God,
So
that's a blessing. That's a blessing. God is He truly has done amazing things. He truly has done amazing things. And
yes.
like I said, that this shows to the testament of such a strong woman that you are, and standing on His faith, to see you through, not only from the beginning of your life, but even in these different difficult stages.
Mhm.
Um, so tell us about Dawn of a New Day ministry.
Mhm.
How did, as you said, the Lord told you this is the time now. So where did you start? What did you do?
Well, it's Daw of a New Day, and Daw of a New Day is actually a reference to my mother, Dorothy Ann Williams. That's what DAW stands for.
Okay, okay,
And it's, woman, Daw of a New Day. So it's a platform for my mom. We started, and he gave me that, platform idea, vision, if you want to call it, back when we lived in North Dakota, actually, and when my mom had passed away.
okay.
And I was like, I'm too busy for that. I'm not going to do that. I'm like, I don't want to hear people. No. But again, 20 years later, he brought me to my own story. And it's like, okay, I don't want to do that again. It's like,
Yeah.
oh. So
So
we started, and it's a 501c3 organization. It helps women who have cancer or who have had cancer. We help pay, we do a lot of fundraising, platforms, we help pay their rent, gas, whatever it is they need, we help with, you know, their solution, if it's nothing but a listening ear, just to provide them a care package. We send several care packages that you don't have to be local. If I know you, if someone tells me, then we have different, avenues. Many years, this is the first year that I've actually reached out to the community for help. I've always funded it on my own.
wow,
Yeah.
wow.
So this year I thought, well, maybe I'll just reach out to the community and just, you know, ask, anyone wants to buy or do or whatever, But I always help others just on my own, only because I wasn't sure. It's really hard sometimes when you ask for help for these type of awareness or fundings. Excuse me. Sometimes people think it's a joke, or someone is trying to profit the money for themselves. So they
Right,
don't really want to help. So they'll help big organizations, but they don't really want to help small organizations.
right.
And I said, it's okay. So I stretched out and, try to go out to the community for help, and so far it's going pretty well. We do have a celebration October 13th and 14th coming up
Mhm,
this year. It is in Portland, and it's a celebration for the survivors. You will hear their testimonies. It will be local and via Zoom. You will, we have guest speakers that's coming from different places. And we did that last year and the year before that, because well, the pandemic kind of got us. So we're like, the platform was only Zoom only. A
okay.
few years when we first started just the platform of Zoom because I wasn't sure how to maneuver, the platform of Zoom and local and who would come and who would want to participate and the boundaries of, different organizations in that community. So I had to see what was in the community. But I do also on Fridays come on live on Zoom, on Facebook, and just encourage women. We do talk about different things. I try not to make it such a biblical, base, I'm not trying to preach to you. I just want to know where you're going. I just want to know where you've been. I just want to, hey, let's talk. Let's talk. Because that's the most important thing. Yeah, let's just talk, because it's not about, I'm not trying to preach you're so happy. I'm just trying to encourage your soul and letting you know that, hey, if God brought me through it, he'll do the same thing for you. If he's not a respective person,
Yeah.
There's no such goodness that I've done that, God has just been like, oh, you're so special. I just want to, keep you. No, no, no. Because if he kept me, he'll do it. So I just always want to encourage others. While I'm encouraging others, they're encouraging me.
Yes.
So it have really taught me how to venture out and not keep everything inside and break some of the curses and some of the shell that we grew up with of not wanting to talk to everyone, because our parents or my mom taught us that you don't talk to everyone. You can't share your feelings with
Right.
everyone.
Right. Right.
Everyone is not gonna. So you learn, you just start talking to yourself. But I was like, no, I'm going to talk to people, and if they're encouraging me, that's great. But I'm hoping and praying that I'm encouraging them. That's my main thing is making sure that I encourage them to do better,
You do better.
to know that
Yeah.
there is a God that will heal you. There is a God that will deliver you. There is a God to do
Come on.
whatever
He's
you
big.
want him
He's
to
the big guy.
do.
Come on. There is
Because
no.
if God cannot do it, nobody else can.
Nobody else can.
And that's what I tell, everyone that I encounter. My doctor's the same way. They were like, oh, well, we don't know what happened and we don't know this. And I'm like, it's okay. It's God. And so far, 10 years later, I'm still, 9 years because we had treatment for a year. So 9 years later, I'm still cancer free. And I thank God for that.
Amen.
Now, do I not think about it every day? Every
Mm.
day I wake up, I think about it
Wow. Wow.
because it's in the mind that if you have any pain, first thing you think, oh, the cancer is back.
Right.
Anything that's abnormal, the cancer is back. Because that's how the enemy plays with the mind.
I mean, you journeyed that thing for over a year,
Yes.
and to try to break from that trauma, that takes time.
It
And,
takes
and like you said, it's awareness, but it's a place though that I think eventually God will give you that peace to be like, it's okay, right?
yep.
It's okay. Um,
It's okay.
yeah.
It's okay. I had to come to acceptance, and for me, I came to acceptance that it's okay if I die. It's okay.
Wow, that's good.
Will my loved ones not want, sure, no one wants to lose a loved one,
Right.
but we know that's a journey that we all have to take one day,
To take.
right?
Yes.
So it taught me different perspectives on what to choose as a battle to fight and what not to fight.
Right.
Choose as what's going to keep you happy and what's not going to, make you happy. So every day I wake up, I ask God the question. I say, Lord, thank you for this day that I've never seen before. What are we going to do in this day?
What are we gonna do?
What are we going to do? Because whatever you don't allow, I can't do it. So I said, God, what are we going to do? Who am I going to encounter today? So whenever I reach someone that I encounter, Lord, what do you want me to tell them?
That's good.
Lord, what do you want me to say to them?
That's good.
Because there's a reason for everything.
Oh, definitely.
And I've learned that throughout the year. Instead of trying to put all of my agendas in my program,
Right. Right.
and when they don't pan out, I get frustrated.
Right. Right.
Or when they don't go the way you expected, you get disappointed.
Yeah.
And you say, God, how did that happen?
How did it happen?
So I've learned 5 a.m. every morning. I wake up and
Come
I say,
on, 5 a.m. Come
5
on.
a.m.
Come
every
on.
morning. And I say, God, thank you for this day that I've never seen before. What are we
Well,
going to do?
I love it. I love it. Thank you, God, for this day I've never seen
Never
before.
seen before.
That's good. That's so good.
What are we going to do?
What are we gonna do? And I think that it's leading to His will, leading to His ways. It is His life. He's the one that gave it, and He's the one that will take it.
He,
So,
he's the one to take it.
so what are we gonna do?
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
I mean, as you have journeyed through this, and knowing that this is your gifting, knowing that God has anointed you to be able to encourage and help those who are in this breast cancer journey or any type of cancer journey, I'm assuming. Um, what are some things that we could do to be supportive of somebody? I mean, what are some great things that we could say or do, if we know somebody that is in that journey?
The, the first thing I would say, if you know someone that have cancer, or that's starting the journey, just be a support. Be a great support. And supporting how? Just listening. Listen to them. Don't project on them your viewpoint.
Wow, that's
Just
good.
listen. Just listen. And allow them the timing. Again, don't tell them how you think they should be feeling, how you think they should be healing, how you what treatment you think they should have. If you never had it before, how would you know? And even if you did have it, you still can't tell someone, well, you should try this treatment, because every cancer is different.
Cancer survivor.
And no matter what the stage, if it's 1 or 3 or 4, it's still cancer. Cancer is cancer. It's still deadly. It still make you look at things different. It still
Yeah,
affect you in a whole lot of ways you never anticipated.
that's good.
And never tell someone you don't look like cancer. What does cancer look like?
Wow, wow, wow. Okay, that's different. I've never heard that, but okay.
What does it look like?
Wow.
You don't look like you have cancer. What am I supposed? Am I supposed to be sick, frail, and bending over to where I can't stand
Yeah.
up and ailing? And then you're gonna say, "Oh, are you sick?" No. Stop with trying to tell someone who they are and let them tell you, "I ache. I have pain. I have fear." And sometimes we don't always want to hear we're strong, because
Okay.
we're not strong. We feel like we can't always be. When we say we're strong, sometimes we feel that means if someone says we're strong, then we're not supposed to cry. We're
Wow.
not supposed to feel the pain.
Wow.
We got to be strong for everyone. We have to be strong. We can't tell someone that I hurt. I'm afraid. I'm disappointed. I'm angry. Because if we do, then they're going to say, "But you're strong." No, it's like having a military battle. If you're putting someone on the field and they're saying, "I'm afraid," and people are like, "Don't tell me that. You're strong. We got this, right?" Because no one wants to hear that your partner that's supposed to be fighting with you is afraid. So we put the persona up as if we're always brave and we got it together and we're always happy. And it's not. It's
Yeah.
okay
Yeah.
not to be okay.
Yeah.
It's okay to feel afraid. It's okay if you don't want to talk to the peer, to the group that they tell you to go to. It's okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
But when someone have cancer, just love them. That's all they need. All they need is a listening ear, warm tea. you know,
Come on.
don't try to change their diet, but just give them warm tea. Tea is great. Tea is a great antioxidant for the soul.
Amen.
So give them tea. Give them something that's going to benefit them. Don't give them caffeine that's going to hype them, but give them
Right.
something that's going to fix the soul,
Oh, come on, T.
quiet the mind. Give them something to that nature. We somehow we always want to say, let's just do this, but you don't know. And stop trying to, and please don't tell them you're not going to die, because we don't know that. What we can say is, I don't know how you feel, but I'm always here for you and I will pray with you. What do you want me to pray for? Specify it. And when you tell someone that you're there for them, be there for them. Let your
Wow.
word be your bond.
Yeah.
Be there. Because the minute that you're not there, when we really need you in that midnight hour of not being there, We'll never call on you again. We'll say it's okay because you weren't there in the first time. So that I had to learn that, and I didn't have friends. I didn't have people to talk to. I just talked to God, and I said, God, because if you can't do it, nobody can. And I stopped telling my children because that wasn't their battle, and I didn't want to fear them, and I didn't want them to feel afraid and feel like they had to take care of me because I'm the mother. I have to take care of my kids, and no matter what or how, I was going to take care of my children.
Yeah.
And that still stands today. So I thank God for that. Glory to God that my four of my children, three, my oldest son, I see my grandkids. He has grandkids now, so I get to spend
Mm,
time with
mm.
those. And
Amen. Amen.
my daughter is out of college. My other two are doing well, and my youngest son is still in college. This is his last year. But 10 years ago, I would have never thought that I would be sitting here saying, my sons are almost, my kids are all grown. They're almost out of college. I have grandkids. That's the best part of being, grandkids. And my grandkids is what keeps me going every day
Yes.
on top of that.
I
But
love
all glory belongs to God because there's no goodness of my own. God did not have to do it,
it. Amen.
but he did.
He did.
And I said, Lord, as long as you allow me to have breath in my body, I will be that support. I will be that ear for those who can't speak, or those who don't want to, like I didn't, or those who maybe don't know how. I will be that platform. I will be that voice. But
Yeah.
support. And I would say support your local cancer, organization. Sometimes we support the big names. Everyone wants to support the big name organizations, but we don't know where the money's going to those organizations. So again, support local companies, period, as well as yourself. And again, congratulations on your nominee. I mean, I thought it was great. I was like, oh, how
Yes.
awesome.
Oh, thank you. No.
Your
And
platform,
let me share that event that she's having because, like she said, it is Zoom for those who are distant. But if you are in the local area, that is happening next week, everyone.
yes,
Next Friday on the 13th. So
yes,
definitely you can follow her here on social media. She also has the group Dawn of a New Day.
yes,
Um, but I believe you have to get approval because it is a private group.
yes.
But go ahead and follow her. Monica Claybrook is what she is known on Facebook, I know.
Yeah.
But how else could they support you in this movement that you are assigned to from the Lord?
That I was running from. That I was
So
running.
credit. But we thank God you
Well, I
stopped.
was running. I'm like, Lord, no, I don't want to do that. No. But they're. I mean, if they want to donate, they can donate to the Cash App. It's the $ CANSURVIV, like can survive, like cancer survivor, but it's can survive. If they have Cash App, if they have Zelle, or if they have PayPal or Venmo, or if they want to reach out to you and you can reach out to me, they can simply they can send a check to Dawn of a New Day. They can do that as well. It will be great. Any support is great, and if no one can support, again, I'm not a bagger. I do things on my own, but I would love to have the support of the community. That's great, but if they just want to say a simple prayer for all of our survivors, that's awesome as well, because we know that God is in control of everything, and that's all. I mean, I just appreciate God for being God, in my life. I appreciate him for knowing him and, having a walk with him for some 40 some years. I just thank God for that. I mean, I just love my God.
Amen.
I just love my God. He's an awesome God. I mean, he is just awesome. And he didn't bring me this far he didn't bring me this far to leave me. He
And
didn't.
he did it. And we thank God that he still kept you upright and
Yep.
moving forward to do so.
Yep.
Um, I believe they can also, I put her Cash App in the chat. So you all, if you want
Oh,
to go ahead and Cash App, otherwise go ahead and you can definitely reach out to her on Facebook or
yeah.
myself. and we will get you connected. But I wanted to show this T-shirt that I was able to support her group with.
Yes.
That this is one of their breast cancer awareness T-shirts. So once again, if you want
Yes.
a T-shirt, I'm assuming they're still possible, maybe
Yes.
to get
Yes.
them. They're $25. And she has various designs. I think she has one on herself tonight
Yes.
as well.
Let
Um,
me see.
and you can
I
see
have that
that
one.
they're beautiful. I love them.
Yep.
They're very comfortable as well.
They are. They're soft. They're soft
Very
style.
nice. I mean, they're definitely worth more than 25. I can tell you that. But definitely reach out and support if you are
Yes.
able to. Like she said, if you aren't still, prayers go a long way. If we can't do nothing, God can, right?
Amen.
But
That's the
we are
truth.
grateful for
Yes.
this platform. We thank you for being so transparent and sharing your story here with us tonight.
You're welcome.
We continue to pray for you as you are
Yes.
journeying. We pray that the event that you have as well is a great success, and
Yes.
we definitely honor all of you who have definitely journeyed through and pushed through, and
Yes.
are here to be a living testimony for others. We thank you
Yes.
for being open enough, to being healed enough to share that.
Yes.
So thank you all. And this is our way of closing out here on Tea Time. And I love that you said give them some tea with them.
Tea.
Give them natural tea and then watch Tea Time with them. Okay, there you
Mhm.
go. You can you can get both teas. All right, guys. But
Absolutely.
tea
Absolutely.
is definitely a healing mechanism. So definitely take heed. Thank you so much for giving us that advice. I think sometimes we think or we perceive what we should say or what we should do. I really love that you shared that about telling them they're strong. I never thought about that, and I think us as women especially, it's hard for us to be vulnerable, right? And we need that
Yes.
space of vulnerability um,
Yes.
with one another. So that definitely, I think that goes universal regardless of the journey of life. I
It
think that's
does.
universal. So thank you so much for that wisdom.
Mhm.
But I know you have shared so much wisdom here with us, but I do like to ask our guests to leave one, advice or one piece of wisdom that any of our viewers could use as they are journeying through life. What would that be here with us tonight, Miss Monica?
The one thing that I would say to anybody is trust God. Trust God when you don't want to trust Him. Lean on Him a little harder. Let Him love you a little longer. Believe in Him a little, increase your faith. But just trust God. Just trust God through all of the situation, all of your circumstances. Just trust God. Because no matter what we go through, God is still in control.
Is still in control.
I mean, that's
Trust
that's all it is. He's in control. We're
is.
not in control. And when we realize we're not in control, all we can do is trust God. It'll make life a little easier. May not be everything we wanted,
Right.
but it'll make situations a little easier. Just trust God.
Definitely will.
And that's all I've learned through these 54 years of being alive. Trusting God.
Amen.
Trusting God.
Amen.
Trusting God. So
I
just
love
trust
it.
God. Whatever your circumstances may be, just trust God.
Trust God.
He'll work it out. He'll work it out.
He will. He
He
definitely
will.
will.
He will.
Well, thank you again, Miss Monica, for
Welcome.
taking
Thank
the
you, Miss
time.
Moore.
Thank you for sharing
Yes.
again with us, being so transparent. You all definitely share, text a friend, let them know that this was an amazing tea time. Let them know, even if they're in their own journey, we're
Yes.
here to encourage, to uplift, to restore the soul. So definitely share this story with them if you can. Once again, we will be back on our third Monday of this month with Miss Gina Foster. So that will be on October 16th. And she will be sharing with us about her devotional that she has wrote. So stay tuned for that more information. And definitely this week you will be hearing about a giveaway for the Pew Babies book. All right. So definitely stay tuned for that as well. But we thank you for taking the time tonight, you all, for tuning in to Tea Time with Liz. And we will see you next time on Tea Time. All right. Have a
All
blessed night.
right. Good night. Bye.